Well, shemai everyone, how are you all? How are you all doing during this really scary time? I'm going to catch up with a bit of Project Life. It's the first time I've actually done any process videos for Project Life, so wish me luck. Just wanted to show you really how I keep on top of it. So what I do at the end of every 4 weeks usually, I go through my Google Photos to see what sort of memories stood out. As it is, because I've been home, I seem to have been taking quite a lot of photos at the moment. Some months are not so busy, so then I tend to look through like my WhatsApp or Facebook to see what's sort of gone on in my life, if I can't remember. And then I just put these little post-it notes in, which match my photos, and then I'm good to go. So what I've done, I've set up week 14. I'll show you, that was week, and I found this. How perfect is this? Found that in my stash. That's like fate. So that was week 13. Lots of lovely bright colours. As I've said before, I don't stick to any particular collection. I just go through, and I've got quite, you'd be shocked to hear this, I've got quite a hoard of Project Life cards. But then I also cut down any scraps I've got from scrapbooking. If I particularly like a piece of paper, I make my own cards as well. So here I go. I'm going to crack on with week 14. I've also got week 15, 16 and 17 to catch up with. But I'm going to actually do those in separate videos because I don't want this one to be too long. I'm going to do a voiceover though for the actual process because I am a little bit faffy when it comes to Project Life. And I don't want you to have to keep looking to see and thinking, for goodness sake, get a move on. So here we go. I'm going to go on to a little bit speed it up now and see you in a minute. So here goes. The first thing I always do when I'm doing my Project Life, once I've sorted out which cards my photos are going on, I simply stick them all down. Some people I've seen, they do a card completely before they move on to the next one, but I always rather stick my photos down because I have been known to lose them on my desk. Now you'd swear my desk was huge, but it's not. It's just a slightly untidy on the edges. So I tried to get them all stuck down first. As you can see, I was faffing around with this one because I had 2 photos to stick onto the one card. And it also helps me remember which card is going with which photo. So as you can see, I just use a selection of cards. They are just ones that I've had in my stash for quite a long time. I would say that I've got an extensive collection of Project Life cards from all different sources. Some of them Stampin' Up, some of them then I've bought the proper Project Life cards, and other ones I've bought. I used to be able to buy like selections of different core kits rather than buy the whole core kit, because I find with the core kits you get a bit fed up of using the same card in every single direction. The one thing I do like about these ones that I'm using here is that they've got the square corners. So this stamp set I'm using, I think, is a Heidi Swapp stamp set. I do tend to find new photopolymer ones are Memento. It doesn't always come up that brightly, but sometimes that's quite nice as well. You don't want it to be too sort of in your face really. So I'm just using some leftover little journaling tags. I think that's the one thing I do need to either print out or purchase some more of. I think actually I'll try and get some. You can do print and cut on your silhouette, and I've got sticker paper, so I might do that. Just because they're really handy for just put on the top of small photos. Sometimes you don't want to write lots, you just want to say what the photo is. So I'm going through like little embellishments and things that I've had in scrapbooking kits, and especially these little tiny word strips here, they are so handy for Project Life. I tend to repurpose whatever I can for Project Life. I don't really buy special things for it because, well, it's memory keeping. So anything you've got for scrapbooking will fit in with your Project Life perfectly. So this word sticker was a bit too long. As you can see though, do tend to faff quite a lot. I tend to keep flicking through things. I think I need to be more organised with it. Because I only do it, I suppose, once a month. I also forget what I've got in the box. I think that's pretty much an accurate statement. The other thing I keep doing is checking that I've stuck the photo. If it's going straight on the back of the card that's on the week before, I keep checking that I haven't stuck it on so the other one is upside down, because that is something else I would do. So this little card here is the one that I sent my class, all 48 of them, which took forever to make, and it just says, on the outside it said, this isn't just a card, and inside it says it's a cwtch and a card off Mrs Richards. Now in Wales, we don't say cuddle, we say cwtch. A cwtch is very much a Welsh word. And the children were so delighted. I don't use any kind of special pen because I'm a lefty. I find any posh inky pens, I tend to smudge with my hand. So I tend to use whichever biro is close to hand, because that's the way I roll. And I see these people and they've got the most stunning handwriting. They do lovely calligraphy and swirly and brush strokes. Nah, not me. I struggle with all that as a lefty. And to be honest, people wouldn't recognise my handwriting. I did used to struggle before to get my handwriting into my scrapbooking, because I used to think, oh, I don't like how it looks. But I think it's such a big part of somebody. And, you know, if somebody doesn't like my writing, I don't really care. The whole thing is getting the story down. So this was me talking about, we did a staff video. I rewrote the song, Let It Go, to stay at home. What I'll do, I'll put the video in the link to the video in the box below. The children and the parents absolutely loved it. And we had lovely things on Twitter about it. And we even had emails from the governors. So just to cheer the children up, really. This card here is my cousin's little girl. I've been doing YouTube stories for my class, and she's been thoroughly enjoying them, and she drew me a picture to say thank you. I think what I do tend to find about Project Life, I enjoy the opportunity to do more journaling than when I do scrapbooking. And also, it's more of a diary, I think, than a scrapbook. A scrapbook, you tend to journal about that photo, but with Project Life, then I'm journaling about the entire week. So here I go now with and I must say, sometimes slightly difficult task of getting the cards back in. Sometimes trying to find the holes on those pockets is an absolute nightmare. And some cards are slightly bigger than others, I think, so it's a bit more of a squash and a squeeze to get them in. But here we are, coming to the end, and that is week